Okay, hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we're doing something a little bit different. I'm taking a break from reviews this week because I've been doing too many of them back to back. So what I'm going to do instead is that this week I'm going to focus on discussion type videos, and really I'm only going to do one discussion type video, but I'm going to do it over 3 different topics. Now, I was on r/fantasy and user Loose Boysenberry 7 made a post asking who you would pick if you had a fantasy draft, a pick of like different characters, right? And I took it to mean something like a Western fantasy style group of Avengers, right? So I thought it was really awesome. And I made some rules for myself, and then I laid down the characters I was going to pick. So this is kind of a assemble your own Avengers kind of thing, specifically from Western fantasy. I mean, it can be anything, right? It can be epic fantasy, urban fantasy, paranormal romance, whatever you want, just fantasy. Haremlit if you want to as well. And I'm just going to talk about the ones I picked. I'm also going to link the Reddit post down below in the description so you guys can interact with the community as well. So the rules I set for myself are I'm going to limit it to 6 members, excluding familiars or familiar-like characters. You know, people like if you're talking Codex Alera, all of the creatures that give the magic system its thing, like the Furies, I'm not going to count those as characters. Or Syl and Spren from Stormlight Archive, or, you know, all that type of stuff. I'm not going to count those as characters. I'm just going to count them as familiars. So if a character has one of those, it doesn't count as a character. So you have to pick 6 characters, excluding familiars and familiar-like characters. And you have to assume that their powers work regardless of where you go, like what planet you go on. So based on those 2 things, I would say that my top 6 people that I would pick are Kaladin Stormlust from the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson, which is my favorite character in the whole Stormlight Archive. I could have picked Dalinar instead, and Dalinar might have been a better character, but the versatility of Kaladin and his radiant powers is a lot more interesting because he can heal, he can fly, he can boost his abilities to an extent. So overall, I think he's a better pick out of all of the Knights Radiant characters we have in the Stormlight Archive. So that's my number 1 pick. My number 2 and 3 picks are Lawrence, Captain Lawrence, and Temeraire the Dragon from the Temeraire series by Naomi Novik. Now, I picked them because Lawrence is a military man, so he'll bring structure to the Avengers team. And because Temeraire is a very large, very powerful dragon, he can work as a lot of different things, right? Since he's a dragon, he can fly, so he can work as aerial transport, as aerial support, and given his size and his ability to swim and stuff, he can also work for transport on the ocean or on land, and he's basically a living tank, which is always really good. Plus, you can't go wrong with having a dragon on your team. So Lawrence and Temeraire are my 2 and 3 picks. Pick number 4. Now here we're going more into the sci-fi genre than we are strictly in fantasy. But sci-fantasy is a thing, and my next 2 picks are from there. So for number 4, I would pick John Carter from the John Carter of Mars series. John Carter is a military man, again, like Captain Lawrence from a different time period, obviously. And I really like his abilities because he's an Earthman that goes to Mars, and in Mars, he hones his fighting ability in a lot of different weapons. He has superhuman strength, so he can jump really high, he can move really fast, he can, you know, overpower all of the other characters. And if we allow him to retain those powers even while on Earth, he's actually a lot more meaningful as a character. He's basically a lightly powered Superman if we keep his powers. And I really like him. I think his character is cool. Plus, he's like a nice, suave gentleman character, so that adds a bit of intrigue to the story. And now number 5. This is again sci-fantasy. Anakin Skywalker pre-Youngling Slaughter, because I think, you know, more or less like Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars would be my pick. I really like him as a character. I think he's really cool. And although his execution in the movies was not great, his execution in the TV shows is really awesome. He's immensely powerful. His powers allow him to have mid-range to long-range attack capacity, and he has, you know, a lot of force powers that really help round out the team a bit. And he has a lightsaber. You know, what is cooler than a shiny, brightly colored sword, right? Kaladin has a sword as well that's very similar, actually. And yeah, so my number 6 pick, I wanted to have a witch character, a character that's really actually magic based in the traditional, like, more medieval fantasy type of setting. And I was thinking of Jennifer from the Witcher series, but I don't actually know that much about her, or her powers. So I was thinking of picking Moraine instead. So I really like Moraine. I've only read the first 3 books in the Wheel of Time series. Oh, by the way, I will be putting out the Wheel of Time Great Hunt discussion video this week. I just haven't recorded it yet, so I don't know when it will come out. But this should be coming out Monday, so probably Wednesday or Friday. So anyway, Moraine is probably my pick for the witch character. I was going to cop out and go Morgana Le Fay or something along those lines, but I just thought that was a really cop-out answer. And I wanted to pick Nynaeve instead because I really like Nynaeve. But I feel like her anger management issues would really clash with everyone else on the team. Plus, I don't really know her power. I know that she's technically more powerful than Egwene and Moraine and just about everyone in the Tar Valon White Tower, but I don't actually know how powerful or how good her powers are. So I'm not going to pick her. I'm going to pick Moraine. Now, Moraine is really kind of the closer, the glue of this team. She'll be the kind of character that brings peace and tranquility to everyone, right? Because most of the characters that I picked, except for Lawrence and Temeraire, well, I guess so, John Carter, Anakin Skywalker, and Kaladin are very brooding, kind of angry guys. So having Moraine to kind of help balance them out is probably a very good idea. Plus, she has experience dealing with stupid young men. So that's it for me. Those are my top 6 picks, or my Fantasy Avengers team. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys make your own Fantasy Avengers team as well. I would like to hear what it is. I'm also going to do 2 other videos for this. I'm going to make a manga video, a manga Avengers video, and then a light novel Avengers video, which might have a bit of crossover, but maybe not. I'm going to try to figure out how I can make it a bit different for both of those. And I'm going to post those within the next 2 weeks, probably all this week. I'm not really sure just yet. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know what your fantasy team would be. Also, follow my Twitter, my Instagram, my YouTube channel, obviously, subscribe to it. And check me out on Goodreads as well. I'm only going to leave reviews for books that are sent to me, or books that I particularly care about that I don't want to only make a video for. But I don't think I'll have many except for ones that are sent to me so I can help those authors out. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.